Okay, the results are in, guys. The results are in. So, I want to say a few words before we get started. And number one, I want to thank my cameraman, VS. VS is the guy behind the camera. Okay, bit of a battery problem there. So we're back. And yeah, I want to give a big shout out to my buddy VS for working the camera when we go out into the field and work on this contest, or anytime that we go out there. I give him a call. He's right there. He's like the go-to guy, and he's always happy to help out with the show. So thanks to my cameraman VS, and thanks to my buddy Steve for letting me use his backyard. For letting us toss that Sega Genesis, into the canal back there. And I want to say thank you to everybody that participated in the contest. I mean, I was pretty overwhelmed with the results. When we started with this contest, after doing all those things to those video games, I had a set idea in my head about which ones were going to work and which ones weren't going to work. And I thought to myself, oh, everybody's going to think, I guess being the narcissist that I am, I thought everybody was going to think the way I was, and I was like, this is going to be a breeze of a contest. So, when I started to see that the randomness of the answers and the replies that people left, I mean, they were just like, the replies were all over the place. So I was really happy to see that. I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a lot of fun. And this contest has been nothing but fun. I know I'm a little late with the results here, but only because I was working on some other stuff. So, without further interruption, let's get started on the contest. Will it work? Okay. So our first contestant was the Nintendo game. And the name of the category was Monster Truck Rally. Now, at first glance, it didn't look like this game took too much damage. What we did was we ran it over with my car. But if you look at the back, that's where you really see the devastation here. Okay? Now, we ran this over. I got pretty squared up with it, and I feel that my entire tire had a piece of every part of this game. So, I didn't really give you guys that close a look at it because I wanted you guys to guess. I didn't want you to see the chipset or anything like that. I wanted you guys to guess and really use your intuition to figure out whether you thought this game was broken or not. But, upon further inspection of this game, the case is just ravaged. The back of the case is just ravaged. But if I can pull this off of here. Maybe I'm doing more damage than the car did. No. But the chipset itself is still intact. And it isn't cracked. Which leads me to believe that it's going to work. But it's not up to me. So let's go ahead and toss her in the machine. Okay, so we got our Nintendo set up. And you know what? Thank God it's a top loader. Because I'm not too sure if this would work in your standard Nintendo without the back on it. The way it slides into the machine and whatnot. You'd probably have to finagle it in there. Anyhow, I didn't put a backing, like a new back plate on it. I just didn't feel it was necessary. So let's pop her in. This is my first time putting it in, so I'm curious to see if it'll work. Well, I'll be damned. Hang on a second here. it's lined up with the machine here. Ah, there we go. It works like a charm. That's great. Okay, there's your answer to category number 1. It's a big yes. Okay, and if you remember, our second category was sudden impact, and our contestant was this Super Scope 6 game. And now what I did was I chucked this game basically as high as I could throw it into the air. I'm guessing it was around 3 stories and whatnot, and let it come crashing down. And to be honest with you, the game doesn't look any worse for wear, other than the fact that it completely cracked open and spit the chipset out. But you know, upon closer investigation of the chipset, it doesn't look like there's any damage to it at all. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it back into the cartridge here. Throw some tape around it, and we'll stick her in the machine and see if she works. Alright, we got our Super Nintendo all connected up now. You know, I thought I was gonna be able to be slick about this and just wrap electrical tape around it and then pop it in the system, but as it turns out, there's a couple tangs in here. This tang on this side that keeps the game from going, you know, traveling upwards. So the tang's busted off on the other side here. So if I tried to put the game in, it would go like this. So I think we could just get away with slipping the chip inside the chipset itself inside the Super Nintendo. So let's see if we can do that if we're careful. And I know you guys can't see this very well. I'm trying to look through the camera and do this. Okay, I think we got it. If we're careful here. Come on, you son of a bitch. Okay. It's in there. Well, I'll be damned. Look at that. Works great. So, the results for sudden impact is yes. Okay, guys, I don't know about you, but I'm starting to really get into this contest. To me, this is real exciting. Here's an interesting contestant, and now this was the game that was in the category Deep Six, and it's a Sega Genesis game that we tossed in the into the canal. And now I wasn't sure if the initial dunking in the water was going to do much damage to it, but being that it was salt water, very salty water indeed, I think because here it is a week later, that the damage from that salt water for sitting all this time, I mean, the very day we took it out, I don't know if you guys can see that, the bolts were rusting. And if you look at the contact surfaces, oh boy, I hope the camera can get this. They're green, like around the copper and whatnot. It's like green with, I guess, oxidation on the copper. So, yeah, I'm really curious to see if this baby fires up. So let's get it hooked up. Okay. So we got our Genesis 3 hooked up here, just for convenience. And over here we have our third contestant. So let's pop her in. Okay. Interesting. Now I didn't clean these contact surfaces. Let's take her out. I saw a little flicker there. Look. Boy, oh boy, would you look at this. Video games are rugged. I had no idea they were this rugged. Now what's going on here? It was working. Now this is interesting. I guess it had a little corrosion on the contacts or whatnot. But it's working. So there you go. Deep Six is a yes. Now, the fourth category was what's cooking. And here's the contestant that was involved in that category. A Sega Genesis game that we put in the microwave for 10 minutes on high. And to me, the result was astounding. And when I read the comments, or the replies, and how many people thought that this game was actually still going to work, I couldn't believe it. Now, being in the apartment, I probably got a little more... I guess my senses were stimulated more than yours. I mean, the smell alone that it left in my kitchen was like incredibly bad, which leads me to believe that the circuits inside were fried. This was hot to the touch when I took it out. Not hot enough to burn my hands, but it was hot to the touch when I removed it from the microwave. And if you look at the contacts, they're like it's like they're fucking burnt. So I was surprised to see how many people thought this would actually work. I haven't tested it yet, and I'm going to test it with you guys. I am not checking any of these games. We're doing it together. So this one I'm real curious about because I would say never in a million years would this game work. So let's throw her in and see what happens. Okay. So we're over at the 3 again. I'm not going to clean the contacts just yet. I'm just going to put it in as is, and then we'll work on it from there. Okay. Wait a second. Nothing so far. You know what? Let me get a cotton swab and we'll try to clean up those contacts a little. Okay, so here's the result of cleaning the contacts with a cotton swab and some alcohol. Pretty bad, I know, but the one side got pretty clean. That side looks like it's alright. It's the other side that's just, I mean, completely burnt in there. But let's give this one another shot. The no signal sign disappeared, which leads me to believe that it's trying to do something. Hang on. I want it to work. Because I'd be astonished if it did. Okay. I think it's safe to say that what's cooking sadly is a no. I wish I had the tool to take this thing apart, but I don't. So that's it. What's cooking? The NHL 96 Sega Genesis game does not work. That's a no. Okay. The next category was called Beach Bum. And we let this Asteroids Atari 2600 game, Sunbathe, on the packing shelf of my car for 5 days in the absolute most blazing hot sun we've had. I mean, I couldn't have picked 5 better days to do this contest. In my estimation, I would say the temperature on that packing shelf got up to, let's see, the thermometer tacked out at about 120 degrees. I'm guessing it got up to 150, maybe 160 degrees in there. I don't know. But to be honest with you, this Atari game doesn't look any worse for wear. I mean, it looks as good as the day I put it out there. So let's pop her in and see if she works. Okay, we got our miniature Atari set up here with a nice brushed aluminum surface. And the game in question right here, Atari Asteroids. So let's pop her in, see if it works. All right, there you have it. So the answer for Beach Bum is yes. Okay, the next category was the cryogenic chamber. And I thought that this category was particularly abusive for this particular video game, which happens to be Madden for the Nintendo 64. At first, we dunked it in water. It was fresh water. And then we froze it in the freezer. And I think I felt that it had to deal with 2 things. Not only the water and its electronics, but also the expansion of the ice being frozen, in a block of ice. And, well, we took it out, we dried it out, and we thawed it out. And let's see if it works. Okay, so here we are. We got our Nintendo 64 all hooked up. And we got our dried out John Madden here. Let's see if she works. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible, folks. I had my doubts about this one, but it works. So the cryogenic chamber, category number 6, is a yes. And our last contestant who is involved in the discus throw. Now, as being a game system, being thrown like that and pounded into the ground, game system has a lot more components inside of it. I guess a lot more stuff that can break. And being of bigger size and more hefty weight, you would think that would be more damaging. As you can see, it still has dirt and a little bit of grass there on the side. So, but as things have gone so far, I mean, these video games have really proven to be very, very rugged. So let's plug this Genesis in and give her a try. I'm dying to see if she still works. Okay. Now, everybody knows I'm a big fan of Sega's durability. But the question is, can it survive a discus throw by championship discus thrower Bithead 1000? Well, let's find out. Well, what's happening here? Hold on, that one might be a little dirty. I'll try another one here. Well, there is your result. Excellent, excellent stuff. Glad to see that she still works. So there you have it. The last category, the discus throw, is a yes. And now, for the results you've all been waiting for. 1, yes. 2, yes. 3, yes. 4, no. 5, yes. 6, yes. And 7, yes. Let's tally it up and see who won. Lucky 13. Lucky 13. So after careful analysis and deduction, I've come to the conclusion that 13 of my valued subscribers got all the answers correct to all 7 categories. 13, lucky 13, skillful 13, because I got news for you. Had I entered the contest, I wouldn't be in this raffle right now, because I didn't get them all right. So enough about that. Over here we have 13 pieces of paper. In the palm of my hand, I hold the names of the 13 winners. Now, I'm going to place these pieces of paper into my trusty Ben Sherman hat. And we're going to shake it up. Now, the first name I pull will be the first place winner. The winner of a Sega Saturn with the AC adapter, a controller, but no AV cords. You got to get your own AV cords. That I don't have. So here we go. First place winner. Right here. The Star Lover. The Star Lover. Congratulations to the Star Lover. You are the new owner of Sega Saturn. Without AV cords. Congratulations to our first place winner, the Star Lover. Now, our second place winner wins a Nintendo 64 with everything you need to start playing. AC adapter, AV cords, one controller, and the system itself. Here we go. Our second place winner right here. Second place winner, Fire Hazard 51. Fire Hazard 51. I know this character. Congratulations. You are the new lucky owner of a Nintendo 64. Ready to go. Fire Hazard 51. Good stuff. Okay. Our third place winner wins a second generation Genesis with all the hookups, all the cords, and a controller. Everything you need to get that baby going. So here we go. Oh, I pulled out 2. I pulled out 2. I pulled out 2. What do? You put them back in. Okay. Third place winner is Sandom Todd. Sandom Todd. There you go. Sandom Todd, one of my favorite YouTubers. So there you have it, folks. That is your third place winner, Sandom Todd. First place winner, the Star Lover. Second place winner, Fire Hazard 51. And the third place winner, Sandom Todd. So just leave me a personal message with your address and I'll have you package out shortly. Congratulations. You guys deserve it. You did a great job. I think this contest has been an overwhelming success. I hope everybody had a good time participating in it, and we got many more contests to come. We plan on having a lot of fun with this. So I'm Bidhead 1000. This is the greatest video game program you're ever gonna see, and I'll see you next time.